Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You know on the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour. Sure to have it at manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Of course, check out the blog section as well. We drop new blogs each and every day over there at manhourradio.com. Of course, we got the new merch over there as well. We got the Takeaway 22 merch. If you guys can see that right there is the nice little teal ribbon with the Takeaway 22 soldiers commit suicide every day. And that's 22 too many. And we are trying to raise awareness for that, and all proceeds go to the Kalahad Project. The link is in the description below if you guys are curious about donating to that as well. We do got an action-packed for you show today for you guys on this Overreaction Tuesday. We're going to talk about the Jets beating the Bills. That's right, Alpha Rob, your team has gone down. We got to talk about that. Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cowboys. Josh Allen is injured, and TJ Hawkinson, his debut for the Minnesota Vikings was off the chain. But before we get too carried away, guys, I am sick. I am under the weather. That's why we didn't have a show yesterday. So if you see me starting to just kind of go blah, we might have to end it a little early, but it is what it is. I'm going to just not going well for them, unfortunately. He lost his job Monday, and actually it was officially yesterday he did lose his job after rumors were surfaced that he was going to lose his job Sunday afternoon. They have hired Jeff Saturday as an intern head coach. If you guys don't remember Jeff Saturday, he was a center for the old Peyton Manning back in the glory days of the Indianapolis Colts. That's all good and dandy, right? That's all good and dandy. I'm in some texting groups with some friends with some fantasy football and coaching staff and yada, 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 and they were all up in arms about this. They were so gloriously glad that they hired Jeff Saturday, and then they're throwing names out like Peyton Manning should have came back and coached. Hell, we'll have Sean Payton come coach, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Pause 1 second there, Indianapolis Colts fans. You guys do understand that Jeff Saturday has never coached in the NFL. You do understand that Jeff Saturday never coached in college level. You do understand Jeff Saturday never coached at the high school level. Jeff Saturday did coach at the junior high level, though. They went 3-7 in 2020, and over half of the team quit, reportedly, during his 1 year coaching tobacco at this particular junior high. So you want to bring in an inexperienced coach, not only inexperienced, yes, he does have that Pro Bowl pedigree. Yes, he played in the league. Yes, he's been on ESPN throwing pancakes on the ground. Great segment, by the way. I love it. But how are you going to bring in somebody that knows jack shit about an NFL coach, let alone a head coach, and expect to win the games? This is Jeff Irsay simply just saying, you know what? We are done with this season. We want a first-round overall pick. Notice the last time they did get a first overall pick was Andrew Luck, and they did have a great success with him. Peyton Manning, first overall pick, great success with him. So I see what they're trying to do, but come on, just come out and say it at this point. Jesus Christ. They are, the Colts, you guys are stupid. All you Colts fans are stupid. Jeff Saturday's going to turn this. Really? You really think Jeff Saturday's going to turn this around? Pull your head out of your ass and think logically. Logically, Sam Ehlinger runs an RPO offense. Is Jeff Saturday going to install an RPO offense? Because I don't think he ever ran an RPO offense all through college, high school, NFL. Is Peyton Manning going to start an RPO offense? No. Sean Payton? No. Colts fans, shut up. Realize you're going for the first overall pick. That is what it is. It is what it is. It is time to get into the meats and bones of this beautiful Overreaction Tuesday. I see Jared in the chat there. I see my man Alpha Rob in the chat. Jared says, "Who cares? Jeff Saturday is going to. Who cares if Jeff Saturday is going to coach? They will take to get a top 3 pick, and he'll be headed back to ESPN." Exactly right. Let me give you a like on that one, Jared. You are exactly right on that. There's no question in my mind that we are tanking. And my Alpha Rob says, Frazier can't stop a vanilla offense. Well, Alpha Rob, I do have your 13-second shirts made here in the man hour thing. It has the Buffalo Bills with the logo on it, with the Bills and the I and the S is 13 seconds. So if you're interested in that, I can hook you up because you guys can't last 13 seconds. But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. But it is time for Overreaction Tuesday. And that's exactly where we are going to jump in on this first Overreaction Tuesday, is that the New York Football Jets beat the Buffalo Bills, giving them their second AFC East loss. You guys do realize that the Buffalo Bills now are 0-2 in the AFC East. They are 6-0 in the rest of facing the rest of the NFL, but in the East right now they are 0-2. They are tied technically with the Jets for first place at 6-3 and 6-2 respectively. So on this Overreaction Tuesday, I've seen New York Jets fans up in arms. They are pounding their chest. They're saying, Buck, you were absolutely wrong, saying we were not going to win another game. You guys are absolutely right. I was not expecting you guys to beat the Buffalo Bills. I don't think anybody in the world was expecting you guys to beat the Buffalo Bills. And if anybody says otherwise, they are completely lying to you. Now, I did see a few people in our polls over on Facebook.com/manhoursports say, yes, the Jets were going to win, but there was very few and far between, and I think those are just homer picks, to be flat out honest with you. So the overreaction is that the Jets now are the front runners in the AFC East and going to win the AFC East. That is our poll question over here on the chat. Chat, guys, is will the Jets win the AFC East? So I got to sit here and I got to thinking here. Let's look at their schedule moving forward. They play the Patriots this week, a very good Patriots team. Yes, they're ranked 4th in their division right now, but they are 5-3 and they are coming on strong. I think Mac Jones has solidified his spot as a starter for the New England Patriots moving forward here, and it is good things for them. Then they play a Chicago Bears team. Brandon Combs' Chicago Bears team. A Chicago Bears team that we are kind of thinking like, man, they're going to only want to win 3 or 4 games this year. Right now, guys, they're looking like probably the second best team in the AFC or in the NFC North. They have learned to run the RPO effectively. They added some offensive weapons on that side as well. They did not force Chase Claypool that ball, so that is very exciting. So the Bears could be a dangerous game. And then you got the Vikings. Vikings right now, what, a 7-1? They're 4th in Brandon Combs' power rankings, looking very, very good. Then you play the Bills again. And then you play a Lions team that you cannot sleep on. Then you play a Jaguars team that's kind of, right? Yes, they did come back and beat the Raiders this week, giving them the 3rd win of the season. But hey, then you play a really good Seahawks team. Surprise, surprise, surprise. They're damn good. And the damn good Miami Dolphins team. Alpha Rob says the Jets will win 3 more games this season. And quite frankly, I have to go back to a video a couple, like last week, and I don't see them winning any more games. Yes, they do play the Bears and the Lions and the Jaguars. Those could be 3 wins. I'll give you those. I'll give you those 3 wins. The Jets are a good team right now, but their schedule does not do them any favors moving forward whatsoever. So for all you people saying that the Jets are going to win the AFC East, pump those damn brakes. That is definitely an overreaction 100%. Zach Wilson is still not playing up to a championship level by any means. His QBR right now, guys, is 71.3. 71.3. Wrap your head around that. That is bottom half of the league. There are 15 or 16 more quarterbacks better than him in QBR ranking right now. One of which being Joe Flacco, which is a third-string quarterback on the roster right now. Wrap your head around that one. So all you Jets fans, I get you guys are excited. BC has you guys at 6 right now, I think, in the power rankings. I have to go back and look. We'll be talking about that tomorrow a little bit. But to say we are division champions, you guys have 3 other teams to freaking worry about still. The Buffalo Bills, you woke up a sleeping bear. Congratulations on that one, stupid. The Patriots getting a hell of a lot better. You can never sleep on Bill Belichick. I don't care who the quarterback is. And when Tua plays a complete game, the Miami Dolphins are undefeated. Come on. What else? Overreaction, guys. New York Jets are not winning the division. They're not. Jets fans, calm down, relax, deep breath, simmer down now. Alpha Rob said the Jets will win 3 more games. I concur with that. Alpha Rob, what are your 3 games moving forward? Because I could probably see them beating the Bears and the Lions and the Jags and possibly the Dolphins the last game of the season because the Dolphins might already have the division wrapped up or a playoff spot wrapped up at that point. So, really, I could realistically see 3 and stretch as a 5. So I'm gonna give you the floor as 3 and the ceiling as 5 wins moving forward. Now, don't get twisted. That is not a bad season. That's 10, 11 wins. That's not bad, right? I don't know if that gets you into the playoffs. I don't know. The path will make Wilson throw the ball. Absolutely right. Zach Wilson has proven that he cannot pass the ball at all this season whatsoever. And the running game is suspect at best since Breece Hall went down. I will be curious to see if Robertson gets more acclimated into the system this week now. He's been in the system for 3 weeks now. I'll be curious to see if he is able to jump in there and do some work. But Jets win the AFC East, guys. Overrated. And it looks like it is a unanimous over there on YouTube. We're sitting at 100%. And Facebook, we're sitting at 87%. So definitely are not in the favor of the Jets right now. But something that is not in favor of a lot of teams right now is getting the services of Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. is scheduled to come off of his second ACL tear in the same knee in 3 years. He should be healthy come December timeframe, late November, early December. Right around Thanksgiving time is when he should be really, able to ramp it up and get it ready for the NFL season. There are a lot of teams that are said to be out there with bidding wars that are going to be in bidding wars for this man and Odell Beckham Jr. Cowboys, Chiefs. We've heard rumors of the Browns, right? There's either been services of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the 49ers. The list goes on and on. Pretty much any team that has a possibility of making the playoffs right now, which is everybody, has been rumored to basically be in this Odell Beckham Jr. race. With that being said, the Dallas Cowboys seem to be some type of front runner somehow, some way. Of course, Jerry Jones always likes that flashy, sexy pick. Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, etc. Right? The list goes on and on and on. With that, but he was asked, will Odell Beckham Jr. fit into the Cowboys offense? And he said, of course, and I quote, absolutely. He would definitely make the Dallas Cowboys a Super Bowl favorite team. So on this Overreaction Tuesday right here at manhourradio.com. You can watch us on youtube.com/manhour as well. And as well as facebook.com/manhour. We asked you the question. With Odell Beckham Jr. added to the Dallas Cowboys, does that make them a Super Bowl favorite? And I'm going to say right now, that is a overreaction. Overreaction because, one, the Dallas Cowboys are already Super Bowl favorites. The Dallas Cowboys look like a very dangerous team, and they're running the ball. They're a well-balanced offense right now. They run the ball, they pass the ball, and they play great defense. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys defense is ranked 10th in the NFL per ESPN.com. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, they're ranked 22nd per ESPN.com. That's 190 passing yards per game and 131 rushing yards per game, plus 23 points as well. They're a very well-balanced offense right now, and that's what the Cowboys have been lacking the last couple of years, is the use of Zeke Elliott. You are paying this man $100 million. Give him the freaking ball over and over and over again. And then when he gets tired, give it to Tony Pollard over and over and over again. And then, and only then, when both of them are so exhausted they can't even lift their legs up, then you pass the ball to CeeDee Lamb. The Dallas Cowboys do not need Odell Beckham Jr. If the Dallas Cowboys get Odell Beckham Jr., it will inherently not make them Super Bowl favorites, because then they'll become this pass-happy offense again, and that's when Dak Prescott struggles. Dak Prescott struggles when he throws the ball 40-plus times a game. When there's no running game to help Dak Prescott, that is when the Dallas Cowboys struggle. And my man Alpha Rob said it here the best. Odell is overrated. Absolutely right. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. was having an MVP game in the Super Bowl. I will give you that 100%. He was having a great game. But besides that Super Bowl, what has Odell Beckham Jr. done for you? I'll wait. What has Odell Beckham Jr. done for anybody since that Super Bowl game or the catch? Nothing. Yes, he's had a couple 1,000-yard seasons, but how many playoff wins does he have? 0. How many Super Bowl rings does he have? He does have that one with the Rams, but that doesn't really count because they bought that one. Let's just be flat honest about that. Odell Beckham Jr. might be the most overrated wide receiver in the entire league, and I don't understand why there is going to be a bidding war for him at all. It just doesn't make sense. But Odell Beckham Jr. to the Dallas Cowboys does not make them Super Bowl favorites. So calm your roll there, Dallas Cowboys fans, NFL fans, Odell Beckham Jr. fans. He does not make them Super Bowl favorites. Although the Dallas Cowboys are already Super Bowl favorites, if you add Odell Beckham Jr. to that team, they miss the playoffs. It is what it is. Casey is over here in the chat. I see you, Casey. Over here at facebook.com/manhour. He says they need someone better than Lamb. He really hasn't produced much this season. Well, spoiler alert, he hasn't played at all this season because he is coming back off of his second ACL injury on the same knee. So, yeah. And then Casey also comes back and says Dak chokes anyways. Whoa, my man. You better calm your roll with that, man. Don't be talking about my man about Dak. Dak plays to his strengths, and that is being a game manager. Now, game managing is not a bad term. We say this a lot here on Man Hour. Being a game manager is not bad. Tom Brady is a game manager. Alex Smith was a game manager. Jimmy G is a game manager. It's not a bad term. Dak Prescott is a game manager. You need to rely on that running game and then pass when needed. Not pass and then run when it's convenient and then, oh, shit, they have 12 guys in the box. What are we supposed to do? Yes, I know there's only 11. And I get it. Exaggeration here on the Man Hour. This is what we do. But yeah, reaction on the whole Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cowboys thing. That's just dumb. But now, let's get serious here. I know that's a tough concept here, but let's get serious. Alpha Rob, the biggest Buffalo Bills fan that I know to date. Your man, Josh Allen, was injured versus the Jets on Sunday. He's having a UIR or URI. I don't know what that means. Basically, MRI on your elbow, but I guess it could put a U instead of an M. I don't know. But nonetheless, he injured his elbow on Sunday versus the Jets. There's no really information about his injury. They're kind of keeping it close to their vest. And I feel like when people do that, something is wrong. Do you guys remember, was it the year that Dak broke his leg? Was that 2 years ago? He had that elbow injury, right? And the Cowboys brought in the Texas Rangers medical staff to work on his throwing elbow. He had some type of throwing elbow issue or something to that effect. Nothing ever came about it because the Cowboys kept it so close to their vest. Truth be told, he had Tommy John surgery or what the hell it was. I don't know if he actually had it, but he had some type of Tommy John injury. But Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are keeping this injury very, very close. Close to their vest, they're not saying a whole lot. Well, the Buffalo Bills do play a very, very good Minnesota Vikings team moving forward. So the overreaction of this week is the Buffalo Bills will not win the AFC East if Josh Allen misses any time with this injury. So right now they are in first place in the AFC East. They are 6-2, tied with the Jets at 6-3. How can you be tied when you have a better record? Man, I get it was like the wins, whatever. The Buffalo Bills are in first place right now, but however, they are 0-2 in the East. Looking at their schedule moving forward, they do play the Vikings, the Browns, the Lions, the Patriots, the Jets again, the Dolphins, the Bears, Bengals, and the Patriots to end the season. They have a pretty favorable schedule moving forward. So, truth be told, I don't think the Buffalo Bills really care about playing at home. Excuse me. Under the weather. My bad. Truth be told, I don't think the Buffalo Bills really care about home field advantage. Now, it'd be awesome to play in front of Bills Mafia in the snow, yada, yada, yada. But let's just be flat out honest. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills like to throw the ball. They would like to go someplace warm. Miami, playing a dome in Atlanta. You know, yes, I know the Atlanta's on the AFC, but whatever. They basically want to leave Buffalo and do their high-flying offense. If Josh Allen is truly injured and he needs to miss a game or two, the Buffalo Bills will be perfectly fine. They have an offense manufactured to not really plug and play, but definitely not lose a lot of games. But they do play a very good Vikings team, and they play a struggling Browns and a struggling Lions team back weeks. So I feel if Josh Allen is nowhere close to being 100% or even like 90%, let the man sit. Let the Minnesota Vikings gain some ego points about, we beat the Buffalo Bills without Josh Allen. Let them gain those ego points. Who cares? Let Josh Allen sit for the next three weeks. Bring him back versus the Patriots and beat them 44-0 again. Play that perfect game. The Buffalo Bills need to worry about the long run in this situation. They don't need to worry about this short-term shit, winning the AFC East division, clinching home field advantage. All of that is cool and gravy, but right now we want the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes is a Super Bowl appearance. The meat and potatoes is a Super Bowl win. You can't get that without Josh Allen being 100%. Let the man get healthy. Let the man be fresh. Let him be clean. That's the way we do it. Alpha Rob says, pull up the chat here. If Allen misses a game or two, they will be more focused and they will be relaxing certain players for some teams. So I was actually in a conversation about this, like Alpha Rob. In our AFC East trash talk group, I'm in a heated conversation. I would say a debate, but it's not debate. They're not throwing out any points. It's a heated conversation. Is probably going to get down in name calling, because that's how when people start to lose, they start, oh, you pig, you stuttering buck, whatever. Cool. But I said that the Jets woke up a sleeping giant in the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills were kind of just been skatewalking through these last couple games. That's why they're 0-2 in the AFC East, because they don't see you guys as a threat. That is what I said, and I'm going to stand by it to this day. I just don't think the Buffalo Bills see teams in their division as a threat with the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. They're just not that good. Yes, the record indicates that the East is the best division, yada, yada, yada. Well, it's the best division when you guys play shit teams, right? Now, I'm not saying the Buffalo Bills have played a shit schedule by any means, but hindsight's 2020, and the Buffalo Bills have kind of had an easy schedule. Let's just be honest about it. Opening week, you played the Rams. Seemed to be a good game on paper, right? Rams suck. Miami Dolphins, okay, they are good with Tua, but without Tua, they suck. The Jets, not a bad team. Patriots, not a bad team. Who else have you guys played? The Steelers? Shit. Who else have you guys played? I mean, I feel the Buffalo Bills have been sleepwalking here, and the Jets just woke up a sleeping giant, and that is not good for the rest of the NFL. Casey, I see my man Casey over here on Facebook. Excuse me, I got a coffee in. I am really under the weather, guys. These allergies are kicking my ass. I've been in bed all day. Thank you for Election Day for getting me off work. So if you guys have election, you definitely should have voted. There's probably still time. Casey says the Vikings versus Bills should be a good one. Absolutely should be a good one, but it won't. If Josh Allen is 80%, the Vikings don't have a chance. With that Buffalo Bills defense, we're actually going to get into T.J. Hockenson here in a little bit. They're just not that good. Wow, guys, I apologize. The Vikings are good on paper, but when it comes down to it, I just don't think they're that good. Anyways, moving on to the next one. The next overreaction over here on this Overreaction Tuesday at manhourradio.com. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, post them in the chat here. I got both chats pulled up. I can see what's going on. If you guys got an overreaction, let me know. And I'll tell you if you're not overreacting. And 9 times out of 10, you are overreacting because simmer down now. Next one. The Minnesota Vikings made this blockbuster of a trade, and they acquired T.J. Hockenson. Many Lions fans were pissed off when they saw this. Like, they were, super pissed. But then there are Vikings fans, they're kind of super pissed, like, why are we getting this guy? Well, I was one of those guys, like, why are the Vikings getting this guy? They don't utilize the tight ends anyways. I got to think, how do they even have set plays for tight ends? But lo and behold, Hockenson had 9 catches for 70 yards on Sunday in the 20-17 win over the Commanders. So on this overreaction, have the Minnesota Vikings become Super Bowl favorites with the addition of T.J. Hockenson? What? Minnesota Vikings and Super Bowl just don't sound good. It's kind of like the Buffalo Bills and Super Bowl rings. Like, it just doesn't mesh, right? So, T.J. Hockenson, a pretty good tight end when healthy. Minnesota Vikings, a pretty good team when healthy. However, this is the fundamental flaw that I see in the Minnesota Vikings moving forward. Excuse me. I think the Minnesota Vikings are not a very well-balanced offense. You arguably have a top 5 running back in Delvin Cook on your team. You use him for 45 yards on Sunday versus the Commanders. Yes, I know the Commanders have the best run defense when healthy. I know that the Commanders are an up-and-coming team. They started slow, but they found their quarterback in Tyler Heineke and all this stuff. But to say that the Minnesota Vikings are Super Bowl favorites with the addition of T.J. Hockenson, shut up. No. The only reason why T.J. Hockenson had a 9-catch game is because they were literally saying, we are going to use this man and run him into the dirt. Well, when push comes to shove, you go back to what you know. And what you know is J.J. running down the field and Kirk Cousins throwing his ball as far as he can. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not saying you guys do not have the potential to make the Super Bowl. That's not what I'm saying. Right now, every team in the NFL has potential to make the Super Bowl, make a Super Bowl run. excluding the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all just see you later. But with that being said, T.J. Hawkinson does not make the Vikings a Super Bowl caliber team. They make them better from this week versus this week, but as an overall, no. Because overall they got to change their play scheme. Overall they got to change the way they scout and do all that stuff. Like it's just it's right now it does not fix the play calling or whatever you want to call it that the Minnesota Vikings have. Yes, they are 7-1. Yes, they are rolling. It's easy to be 7-1 when you have the 5th easiest schedule in the NFL, right behind the Philadelphia Eagles. So all you Eagles fans, slow it down now. Slow it down, because when you have the easiest schedule, it's easy to be 8-0. Jared comes in the chat here and says the NFC is so wide open, Tom Brady is about to whoop that ass. You know what, Jared? I actually just, after Sunday with 40 seconds left and the Tom Brady came back and beat the Rams, and the Rams basically said, here's the game, take it from us, we don't want to win. I called Combs, and I said, man, how can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a losing record at 4-5, be number 1 in the NFC South? Tom Brady's going to back his way into the freaking playoffs, be a 4 seed, have a home game, play, I don't know, let's say the Cowboys, right? Whoop the Cowboys' ass, and then be on the road for the rest of the year. Tom Brady's going to end up winning another Super Bowl ring. They're going to be, let's say, 8-9, 7-10, first place in the NFC South, and they're going to win the Super Bowl with like 11-10 record. Like, it's just like that is the type of year that the NFL is having, and I absolutely love it, to be honest with just like with you, because there really is that no clear cut team whatsoever. Like in years past, right? We knew that the Rams were going to be hella good. We knew that the Chiefs were going to be hella good. This year, yes, we have the Eagles that are 8-0. They're not that good. Yes, we see the Giants are 6-7 or 6-1 or 6-2 or whatever. Yes, they're good, but are they the clear cut favorite? Like there are no clear cut favorites in the NFL, and the team that we thought that was a clear cut favorite were the Buffalo Bills. And as this guy says, Emperor says the Bills are in trouble. I mean, I don't know if the Bills are in trouble at 6-2 right now. I mean, they might be in trouble in the AFC East, but you can literally go 0-6 in the AFC East and you win the rest of your games, you still win the division. So division doesn't really matter that much at just like at all, to be honest with you. But Emperor, I am kind of curious to why do you think the Bills are in trouble? Are they in trouble because they are 0-2 versus the AFC East? Are they in trouble because Josh Allen could possibly miss some games? Or are they in trouble because they play the Vikings, Browns, Lions the next 3 weeks? I mean, I'm just kind of curious, because really the only team I could possibly see them losing to are the Vikings, and that's because the Vikings do play a very pass-happy offense. And Alpha Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Tavarius White supposed to be back this week? I mean, I know they activated him off the IR, but I thought he was supposed to play this week versus the Vikings. So if that's the case, the Vikings are in trouble. It's like I'm not really worried about the Buffalo Bills moving forward. Tom Hood, welcome to the chat, man. He says the Bills are only in trouble if Allen misses games. And you see, I beg to differ. Earlier in the show, number 3 here, I said it was an overreaction that if Josh Allen were to miss some games, they would lose the AFC East. And I'm not totally sold on that, but they have bigger fish to fry. Yes, they see a little bit of apple pudding here and some vanilla pudding here, but they want that steak that's down there. The apple pudding could be the division championship. The vanilla pudding is home field advantage, but they want that Super Bowl. They want that steak dinner. They could care less about these next 3 games. As long as they're clicking on all cylinders by week 16 and they back their way into the playoffs, They are a very, very dangerous team. No question about it. Jarrett says, Tom Brady's wife was in the way. It's all over now. Actually, I saw a picture out. Tom Brady is 1-0 since his divorce has been finalized. And then I saw a picture with him like this, I don't know, 20-year-old black girl and like a 25-year-old mixed girl, man. He was loving life. I bet she had a killer threesome. And he's going to pop out one of those mixed babies here in the next 10 months here. Casey says, I can see the Bucs making the NFC Championship game, but not past that. I am not a believer. See, Jared, aren't you a Patriot guy? Isn't Tom Brady has never lost a championship game, like an AFC Championship game or something to that effect? I feel like every time Tom Brady makes it to a championship game, he wins that championship game. And the Patriots are a team that you just don't want to let in. You don't want to give them any light of day, right? The Rams had the opportunity to literally close the classic on them and basically push that casket out into the ocean. We never see Tom Brady again. Tom Brady's like the freaking Undertaker. He just punched a hole through that casket. He opened it and said, looky here, I am here now. This was the same way when they won that freaking Super Bowl a couple years ago. Weren't they 3-4 going into week 8 and we're like, oh, the Bucs are not very good. They try to buy this championship, yada yada yada. And then what do we see? Saw them rattle off like 9 games in a row. I think they lost like the second to last game of the season, but it didn't really matter. And then, boof, in the Super Bowl. Tom says over here on youtube.com/man hour. Sorry about that. Says, I am not convinced the Bucs are any good just because they won one game. I think the Bucs are going to be done first round of the playoffs. You know, on hindsight, I can see that. On hindsight, the Bucs are the worst. That's right. They're the worst rushing team in the NFL. Mike Evans has dropped many open passes. Chris Godwin's hurt again, and Tom Brady is looking 45. But he did put a 44-second drive together, and people are cloud nine in Tampa. They are loving it. They are loving it down there in Tampa. But me being, I guess you can say I'm a Tom Brady hater, but in the end, I always bet against Tom Brady, and in years past, it's bit me in the ass many times, and for some reason, I just cannot bet against Tom Brady. Now, let me go one further, Tom. If they are a one and done, it is because of the play of Tom Brady. But if they win that first round of the playoffs, they're probably going to go to the Super Bowl. So I think it is a one and done or Super Bowl run. Casey over here on Facebook.com/man hour says, if Josh misses a few games at most, I can see happening is them losing the number 1 seed and make the AFC playoff game. So I think what Casey is trying to say here, if Josh Allen does miss a few games moving forward, they will no longer be the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs, but they will still make the championship game. I think the Buffalo Bills, they can be a 7 seed, and they're still probably the favorites to make the AFC championship game. Let's just be flat out honest about that. I think it would be best for Josh Allen if he does truly have a bad elbow injury to miss a few games. Let your body heal. Look at the long-term goal, not the short-term goal, right? So hopefully Sean McDermott and the rest of that coaching staff, and they understand this, hey, being the first in the AFC East, being home field advantage isn't one all be all type of thing. Let's get past that. Let's look at the Super Bowl, because we are going to have to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. We are going to have to play. Let's see here. The Chargers are starting to come on, right? They're 5-3 for whatever reason. They're terrible. And their AFC teams, probably the Ravens or the Bengals, right? There are a list of teams that they have to put up points against, and they need Josh Allen healthy to do that. Tom comes out and says, slow it down, baby. The Buccaneers were just playing the Rams. You are absolutely right. The Rams are... What is the word that I'm looking for? The Rams are like the 49ers of the 80s. You guys remember when the 49ers went like all in on all these players to win Super Bowls? No, it was the 49ers. It was the Raiders, right? The Raiders spent all this money. Oh, we're going to buy this player, we're going to buy this player. And then I think they won the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. And then they were in this dark ages, black cloud, because they had no draft picks. They had no money to buy players, right? They were just terrible. That's where the Rams are right now. They bought their Super Bowl. They thought, hey, maybe we can ride this wave into next year. They lost Odell Beckham Jr. They lost Robert Woods. Cam Akers doesn't want to be there. Matthew Stafford, I think, is injured. Sean McVay we're showing he is not a terrible coach, but he's not the guru that people think that he is, right? And that defense is aging, right? I mean, hell, they're all like 30 plus years old, and in football years, that's like 60. So yes, the Rams are not very good this year at all. So yeah, but it's still a NFL win, and momentum is everything in the NFL. Tom comes out and said, we'll go through a couple more comments here before we end the show here. My voice is starting to crackle again. I feel kind of blah again. Sorry about missing the show last night, guys, but I am back here. Tom says, Josh Allen doesn't want to miss any games. He will likely start. No NFL. Okay, so me as a high school football coach, I have had to protect players from themselves more times than I care to admit, right? Every player wants to be out there, right? Every player wants to compete at a very, very high level every game. But there are some times that you as a coach has to look long term. The players see what's right in front of them. They are like a hound dog. They see a peanut butter sandwich, they want to go to the peanut butter sandwich that's like here. But even though there's a jar of peanut butter on the other side of the counter, right there in front of me, that is what I want. And Josh Allen may want to start every game, but it's the coaching staff, it is the training staff to protect the player from himself. Think of long-term goals here. So as a Buffalo Bills, fan, you can say, or just a realist, right? They're a really, really good team. You have to protect Josh Allen from himself. Alpha Rob says, I think they only want KC and Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. That's what I'm assuming you like you are saying. Yeah, I mean they definitely want that Allen or that Josh Allen versus Mahomes matchup, but also a Joe Burrow versus Allen matchup is also sexy. Basically a team that could throw the ball and put up a lot of points. So AKA not the Ravens. And I can see it now. Oh, it's because he's black. No, it's not because he's black. It's because Lamar Jackson is a very good quarterback, and he can't throw the ball at all. Casey says, I think Stafford made his statement last year winning the Super Bowl after all those years playing for the Lions. Now his tank is on empty. I don't think Matthew Stafford's tank's on empty. I just... What's the old quote there? It says, proud but never satisfied. I think Matthew Stafford is satisfied, so that hunger is not quite there anymore, right? I believe in the book Relentless, Kobe Bryant said, the hardest thing to do is to repeat a championship. It is not getting to the championship. It is not preparing for the for the season. It is winning that next championship. Just because you are satisfied, you have achieved your goal, now you have to reset and achieve it again. Matthew Stafford has never had to reset that again, and it takes time, and it just like you have to learn how to do that, and I don't think Matthew Stafford has that in him. And then Casey also comes out and says they should not do what the Dolphins did. Tua shouldn't have been on the field. Bud should use that as a lesson. Totally different scenario there. But if you want to use that scenario, I do agree with you. They do need to take that lesson and move forward from that, but it is what it is. D-Map Zoom says, good evening, man. Our sub from Luke G. Man, I need to jump on that man Luke G show again. I have the best Detroit Lions shirt, hoodie, represent from the Man Hour that I need to just show that man. Like, it's been sitting right here in the box. I haven't even opened it yet. But I've been itching it, just like Christmas Day. I've been peeking in, like, what? I gotta get it. Tom Hood, I believe we have just become best friends, my man. Tom says Lamar is overrated. I'm sorry, Ravens fans. Will be one and done again in the playoffs this season. Tom, my man, let me give you a round of applause. You have finally spoke the truth. The truth shall set you free. Lamar Jackson is not a bad athlete at all. I got a chance for many, many years to watch him in Louisville. He is not a bad athlete at all. Actually, when I moved here to Louisville, Kentucky, it was his Heisman year, I do believe. He's not bad. Athlete. Quarterback? Yes. He cannot throw the ball accurately every possession. He cannot really take command of like a bunch of stuff. I've been using the term very loosely as trash for Lamar Jackson, but truth be told, he is trash. You put him on any other team in the NFL that doesn't have one of the best coaches in Harbaugh, he is out of the league in a year. It is what it is. And Nana is in the chat. He says, only here for a minute saying hi, y'all. And I watched the show after. Love you, y'all. Love you too, Nana. The boys miss you. We actually just put up the Christmas trees, and like River's like, man, I hope Nana comes and see this, so you have to come over and see the Christmas trees. Also got the toy room all put together, brand new floor painted, looking all nice. Boys, Mr. Nana. So Diggs just tweeted rejoice, so maybe Allen is okay. Or Stephon Diggs was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs and like, rejoice, I finally get to win a championship. I'm kidding. Casey over here on the Facebook says Lamar shouldn't be the same sentence as Mahomes or Josh. I hate how they try to compare him to them. You are absolutely right. So this last like 6 months, I have challenged myself to read a book a day. Now, I don't read, I listen. Audiobooks are the best thing ever invented, and I absolutely love it. But I have challenged myself to listen to an audiobook a book a month. And right now I'm on the book Relentless, and forget the author, like Josh something other, but he is freaking like, if you guys get a chance, get the book Relentless and read it or listen to it. It is freaking awesome. And I cannot put it down. It's only like a 6-hour book, I think it is, or 7 hours, and I've had it for like a day, and I'm already 6 hours into it. And this is coming from a guy that would be caught dead reading a book in high school. Like, I did not do it whatsoever. But he says never compare yourself to the next person, right? Like, I want to be the next Patrick Mahomes. I want to be the next Lamar Jackson. I want to be the next this, and this. No, you want to be the next you, right? And like, I get what they're saying there, like how you have to compare Lamar to Patrick and Josh Allen. But truth be told, even if you just put their running abilities together and try to compare them, you cannot compare them. Like, There is no quarterback in the league comparable to Lamar Jackson. There is no quarterback comparable to Josh Allen. There's no quarterback comparable to Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, it is just like we're in the business of comparing, and it sucks for Lamar in the end, because I saw Nana says, Nana loves her some Lamar. Well, she's from Louisville, and everybody from Louisville loves Lamar, so I get it, but Lamar's just not very good. Sorry. Where are we at in the chat here? Tom Hood says, I think Lamar is in trouble. He has to face Mahomes, Allen, or Burrow in the playoffs. You are absolutely correct, Tom. Let me go ahead and pop that comment up here on youtube.com/manhour. However, didn't the Ravens just pick up Roquan Smith? Roquan Smith was having kind of a down year, right? But he is a weak side linebacker in a 4-3 defense that didn't use him quite right over in Chicago. I feel that Jim Harbaugh is a type of coach that really puts players in positions to win. He reminds me of a lot of Bill Belichick. He will take the mediocre player. Now, I'm not saying Roquan Smith is a mediocre player, but he will get the best out of that player, putting him in the right position. Over and over and over, we see it over and over. Again, great players go to bad situations and they're not used effectively, and they move teams, and bada bing, bada boom, blowing up. Stephon Diggs, he was not bad in Minnesota. He just wasn't being used effectively. He goes to Buffalo Bills. Hello, top 5 receiver in the NFL, right? Now, Lamar is in trouble because the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals can all put up a lot of points. And we've seen it. If the Ravens get any type of double-digit lead, they lose that game. So, jump out on them early and lose it, or just get blown out of the water. Like, either way, yeah, they are screwed in the end. Tom, Nana says, you could be right, but I'm a faithful fan. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Nana does love her some Lamar Jackson, and she is a loyal fan to the Man Hour. Thank you, Nana, for being a 19-month membership. We've already been on the air for 19 months. Damn. That is crazy. Casey says, I heard Chiefs. How about that defense in the fourth quarter? OT, to give them some credit. Hey, the Chiefs' defense has kind of been their staple so far this season. The Kansas City Chiefs have the hardest schedule so far this season. And myself and Combs sat here, right here on the Man Hour, and said that if the Chiefs come out above 500 through this 8-game stretch that they had to start the season, they are Super Bowl favorites. And guess what, guys? They are, 5-2 right now? 6-2? Their losses come to the Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. Super Bowl, baby. Super Bowl. Alpha Rob. This is why I love Alpha Rob. Buck reading a book, that will take all night. Sorry, I had to mess with you, Buck. I'm not reading the book, man. I'm listening to it. Stuttering Buck live here. And it says, LOL, you've always been a Lamar Badger. Oh, Basher. Autocorrect on those iPhones, right, Nana? I've not been a Lamar basher by any means, but what I do say is that the year that Lamar got drafted, what year is that? 2018, right? 2017? And when he said, I guarantee a Super Bowl in Baltimore by year 5, and then these fans, the Louisville fans, the Baltimore Ravens fans, Isaac Hatfield, put Lamar Jackson up on this pedestal. They said, rise to the heaven, Lamar Jackson. You haven't played a snap in the NFL, but you are the golden God. Golden God, golden God, golden God. Lead us to the promised land. And he did okay his first year when he came in, week 6 or week 7, like it was. His second year, they won the MVP, and he's like, oh, praise the Lord. And then he got his ass kicked in January, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. It took him 4 years to win 1 game in January. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Did you see the Tennessee quarterback Sunday? That guy shouldn't be playing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow it down, Afarad. Malik Willis is going to be a damn good quarterback in the NFL. I've said it once. I've said it many, many times. Sunday was my first time really sitting down and watching the full game of Malik Willis from snap or from start to finish. I've seen a lot of highlights of him. I've seen a lot of breakdown film of of him, yada, yada, yada. He's a very, very young, raw talent. If you use the RPO game effectively in Tennessee with Willis, the Tennessee Titans could damn near win a freaking Super Bowl running RPO alone. Now, I'm hearing it now. You guys are bashing Lamar Jackson because he can only run the ball. Malik Willis can put the ball on a freaking dime. Rewatch that Chiefs games, guys. In the first half, Willis was putting it where he wanted it, when he wanted it, how he wanted it. They're running the RPO very effectively. King Henry, when he runs the ball, he runs downhill. There's no stopping that freaking man. Then they started to do this little outside shovel. It was stupid. Totally changed the game plan the second half. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely asinine. Willis is the future quarterback of the NFL. With King Henry for maybe a couple more years, 1 year tops, right? That RPO game is going to be very effective. He should be playing for the rest of the season. Definitely play the hot hand. No question about it. Now, I'm not saying Ryan Tannehill is a bad quarterback. I actually have Ryan Tannehill as a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. But after watching that RPO game with Derrick Henry, good God, that cannot be stopped. That cannot be stopped. You are right, Casey. He said the Chiefs did not lose the Raiders. You're absolutely right. They lost to the Colts and Bills. That is my bad. You are absolutely right. Can't show off a new QB if he only throws the ball 8 times. Tennessee Titans are still a running team, though, at the end of the day. New person in the chat here, Rogue Jedi, says, who do you think will win the South Division? So the NFC South right now, I think it's going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the writing is already on the wall. We all predicted the Falcons were going to be bad. I think they already blew their load. The Panthers are just terrible, right? Although if Baker Mayfield comes back and play, he did like the second half, maybe. I don't know, but they're definitely done. And the Saints, now I do like Andy Dalton, but without Jameis Winston, the Saints are just not very good. So I think it is the South for the NFC South. It is the Buccaneers division to lose right now. And as far as the AFC South, it is the Titans, right? Jaguars are 3-6 now. I think they're just maybe a 6 win team total. Colts are tanking with the addition of Jeff Saturday as their intern head coach, and Houston just isn't ready to win any games yet whatsoever. So the Titans winning the AFC South and the Bucs winning the NFC South moving forward. Tom, Mahomes has an unbelievable knack of winning games. When he's trailing by double digits, it's insane. Only QB to ever have a winning record when trailing. Yes. That to me is what I think he's 800. He has an 800 winning percentage when trailing going into the fourth quarter. It's just something ridiculous. I don't know if that's the it factor, if it's coaching or just here, hold my beer. I'm going to win this this game. But yeah, it is just actually, I believe he has a better winning percentage trailing in the fourth quarter than he has overall winning percentage. If I remember seeing that stat right. Casey says Baker is overrated. He is in the front row seat in front of Lamar in the overratedness, if that's a word. He isn't the answer for the Panthers. Oh, Casey. I thought we were becoming friends, man. I thought we were becoming friends. Here on the Man Hour, my man, me, Buck, at Man Hour _ Buck on the old Twitter machine, and I am the man behind all the Facebook page on Man Hour. I said Baker Mayfield, if he plays the full season, full 17 games with the Carolina Panthers, they are a playoff-bound team. Now, clearly, he has played, 3 games coming in the fourth quarter, or the second half of, last week. I get it. Baker Mayfield might be the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. The Browns fucked up by letting him go. Right? Let's just be flat out honest about it. The Browns fucked up. I don't care what the reason was. Oh, we want Deshaun Watson. Why? You guys were a playoff team with a injured Baker Mayfield. You want to let him go. Finally, when the Browns finally start to get right, they want to blow everything thing up. Why? Casey says they fucked up by taking Watson. That is yet to be determined, right? He comes back in 2 weeks, week 12. So that is yet to be determined. Deshaun Watson is a top quarterback in the NFL. Let's say he was. I don't know if he still is going to be a top quarterback, but only time will tell. But to say he fucked up, that's yet to be determined. Get us with this time next year to see if they fucked up on that. Last comment of the night, guys, before we wrap it up here is going to come from my man Tom Hood. He says the Bucs could win that division at 9-8 record. Kind of sad. Absolutely. Actually, I did the playoff predictor, and they could get in by winning 7 games. They could be 7-10 and win the NFC South this year and be a 4 seed. And that's just all because of the 17 game season, to be honest with you. It is just a matter of time before they put those 18 games in there and we have a 500 record again. I would rather have a 500 team make the playoffs repetitively than a losing record team make it at 7-10 or 8-9 or whatever. It doesn't seem right. One more before we go here. Rogue Jedi says, I don't think Watson will play good for his first 3 games back. Yes, Rogue Jedi, you are absolutely right. There's going to be so much rust on Deshaun Watson. Yes, he did play a couple preseason games. I think he played a game and a half roughly. But it'll be 560 some days since he's taken a NFL snap. So definitely going to be some rust on him, but he is playing his former team. So you guys know how that goes. I always step up for the big games. How did the NFL plan that? If you are a conspiracy theorist, they had it planned all along. But it is what it is, guys. That is going to be it for the Man Hour. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East Coast time, right here on Facebook and YouTube.com. My man BC will be on tomorrow. And so if you guys question about his power rankings, let him know. Right now, what are his power rankings? Let me pull them up. I just posted them just a little while ago. Text message from Combsy. He has the Eagles at 1, Chiefs at 2, Bills at 3, Vikings at 4, Giants at 5, Cowboys at 6, Jets at 7, Seahawks at 8, Dolphins at 9, and Tennessee Titans at number 10. So if you guys want to question him about that, definitely jump in the chat and let him have it. Combsy has been on this power rankings rant for a little while. It's time to let him know that, damn it, he fucked up. But we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Same time, same place. We out.